Hi, friends. So, today's been pretty interesting so far. I haven't had a chance to come out here for a while because of the weather and all that stuff. It rained a bit for the last couple days. Today's pretty nice. The sun is out again, the sky's blue, and this beautiful place here is teeming with life and energy. Um, I took about a half an hour or so meditation back in my usual spot, way back there by the water creek where they have a nice bench there you can sit. That's usually when I do my grounding. I take my socks off and everything. We are electromagnetic in nature, so grounding is really really good for, you know, your overall well-being. I highly recommend that people do that stuff whenever they can, whether it's in your backyard where you have some grass or go into the woods, anywhere, as long as you're not wearing socks or anything, because in order for the electrons to like move through your body the way they're supposed to without obstruction, it's very ideal to do it with no socks on. But anyway, I wanted to talk about dreams today because I've been having some weird, crazy dreams. I have no clue what it means, to be honest. Not really gonna get into many details here, but let's just say I think that sometimes the reason why we dream certain things, especially once you start, going on this like spiritual path and trying to, rediscover yourself, and then you start to align, be present, be aware. I think sometimes we dream about certain things, certain situations, certain people, whatever happens, in the dream. I'm kind of convinced right now after some of the dreams that I've had recently that I think sometimes we're being tested in the dream, in the dreams that we have, to see how we react to certain things. So let's say you put yourself in this path of, working on yourself, making yourself a better person, right? And for the most part, you do fine because you know what you're doing. You've been doing it for a while. You know how to deal with things. You've learned how to react to people, situations, whatever it is, without being reactive in a negative way, per se. That's the best way I can put it. Sometimes you have to be reactive, though. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's not something that, in an ideal scenario, would be the case every time. That's how I feel about it anyway. But in the dreams, sometimes you're gonna have these weird dreams that, let's say, it's about work or something, people you've known, people you don't see anymore, family, whoever, whatever. And then it's like almost as if the dream itself is putting you in a situation where it's trying to get a reaction out of you, or it's trying to see how you're going to react to whatever it is that is putting in front of you. And I truly think and feel at this point, after, several different dreams, different situations, scenarios, that I think I think this is almost like some sort of like spiritual initiation type of thing where they're like throwing these things at you to see what it sticks, to see, but it's kind of like, oh, okay, so let's see if you learn the lesson, really. So here it is. See how you deal with this. it's it's cool. It's cool because if you're paying attention to things, if you're being aware, if you're being present, chances are you're gonna be the same way when you're dreaming, whether it's a lucid dream or not. you're gonna be like, wait a minute, what's this all about? Yeah, it's interesting to say the least. I am a strong how do you even say that? I'm strongly in favor of you having like some sort of like notepad or something nearby your bed. So if you have some really bizarre, weird, crazy dreams that you don't know what it means, see if you can wake up right after and just write it all down. So later on you can go through it and try to digest and interpret it and figure out what it really means. You can probably use the internet and stuff, but when it comes down to dreams, I think there's a lot of stuff out there that it's very, very personal. And even if there is some sort of like generic explanation somewhere by someone, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to apply to you personally, because I think dreams are one of those things that they're a very, very personal thing. And that's why, from the readings that I have done, it's by all, spiritual teachers and people like that, it's not recommended that we share dreams with other people for the most part. Um, I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it, broadly speaking. Doesn't mean sometimes I won't share certain things, but I feel like they're very, very personal. And it seems to be the case throughout history, really. So, anyway, yeah, so I came here to the woods today, and, like I said, my day started pretty interesting, cool. I did my meditation, and then I started walking, and I ran into a chipmunk, and I have never seen a chipmunk react the way this chipmunk reacted. He literally like ran right in front of me. Look, now there's a squirrel in the tree there, running down the tree, just checking me out. I'm telling you, I got a thing with animals. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Animals just adore me, and I adore them too. Um, as I came out of my apartment today, my neighbor was like outside the building with his dog, and the dog just jumped at me because every time that dog sees me, she goes crazy. It's a puppy, like a puppy pit bull. She loves me though. It's funny. He always gets a kick out of it, as do I. Um, Here comes that shining beam of light upon me again. It's not the first time this happens. I don't know, folks. I'm telling you, there's something about whatever it is that I am doing in my personal journey. It's working out pretty well for me, and it makes me feel really, really good about myself lately. It shows everywhere I go. So I ran into this chipmunk, and the chipmunk actually he ran into me, and he just stood there in front of the pathway that I was walking as I'm recording him, and he's completely unfazed, unbothered, you know, no fear, no regard whatsoever about my presence. He's just there, on the ground, picking stuff up and munching on things, and I'm like, wow, that's the first time. Because I see them all the time in the woods, but they always run. They always like dart by you. This one was like, he literally make a point to stop by and say, hi, I'm here. What's up? And then right as I'm getting to this spot here where I'm making this recording, I ran into a snake. I put the videos on my shorts. So you guys can check them out if you want. Interesting things going on, really. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about when it comes down to the dreams. Dreams are very meaningful. Even though sometimes it may seem like it's the most crazy bizarre thing that's ever happened to you. That's why I highly suggest and recommend write down write down the stuff so you can take a look at it later and try to figure out what it means. Because the dream that I had last night, it was a sequel of different things happening. It was pretty crazy. So, with that said, my beautiful, beautiful souls, as the light shines upon my head, I will all let you go. I love you all, very much so. Thank you for your presence, Spirit. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna catch you all on the next one. Take care, everyone. Be safe. And never stop loving yourself. I'll catch you later.